If it's your first time on my channel, my name is AD. Also, make sure to check out my Linktree link down below in the description section as well. National Guard deployment to Washington, D.C. So recently, President Trump put in an order for National Guard troops to be deployed to Washington, D.C. to address what he considers an out of control crime problem. So some people are complaining about the increase of the National Guard troops' presence in the city who are legal U.S. law abiding citizens. So let me say this. I can understand someone who may be Mexican having concerns or fears and mistakenly getting arrested, as an illegal alien with so many, National Guard troops possibly. But I can't understand why anybody else would have an issue with this unless you plan to break the law or support people breaking the law. Especially if you're someone that has been complaining about the crime in the area until now, and I saw that some people main concern they have said that they're worried that black people are going to be racial profile, mostly because of this, and this is my response to that. Okay. Are these black people that they're concerned about? Do they have their pants hanging off their butt? Are they smelling like weed? Are they loud and disrespectful in public? Because normally that's three ways that you can get racial profile easily because you're normally fitting the description of most suspects. Just putting it out there. So I would advise, if I know I want to not get racial profile, maybe have a clean cut. Maybe make sure you don't smell or smoking weed in public. And just know how to be respectful and not all loud and crazy, towards other people in a disrespectful way. And speaking of racial profile, I'll just kind of give a story of, I know I've been racial profile before. When I first moved to Arkansas and I was living there, I had a Mercedes with some 20-inch rims. Okay, they was 18s, not 20s. But still, my point is, I remember getting pulled over on a regular when I first moved there. And the cops were racial. I'm pretty sure they were racial profiling me because nobody else in that area had a Mercedes with some 18-inch rims on it. I was the only person in that area. And for me, I was good with it. Maybe I think a little different than other people. I had no issue with it at the time because for me, okay, they pulled me over. I'm a yes sir, no sir type of person. I'm gonna not do something to escalate an issue. And usually after they pull me over, when I this like I said, this happened when I first started being there. Once I answer whatever questions they need to have answered, and then all my paperwork and everything legit, I went about my business. And truthfully, after I was there, probably about 3 weeks or a month, I guess at that point they knew that I actually lived in that area and I wasn't someone who probably was doing anything illegal, and I never had any issues after that. But that's how you counter, to me, if you are having concerns of being racial profile, just try to make sure you're not doing or looking the part. Another thing that someone brought up, they had mentioned about, the homeless gonna have to evacuate DC because of this. I know, so a lot of the homeless people tents that they had set up, I know those have been getting uplifted, and they've been pretty much uh, been getting destroyed and taken to another area and dumpsters and all. And this is what I would say to those people who are concerned about the homeless. Are you somebody who normally uh, take a look at a homeless person and end up give a homeless person something when you see them uh, on the side of the street? Because what I see often, and I know I'm guilty of this myself, a homeless person says something to me, I normally usually don't have anything that I have to give them, and usually I'm gonna try to avoid them if I can as well. It's sad to say, but it's true most of the time. So that's what I mean about, if you're that concerned about someone homeless, what do you normally do to support the homeless person that you come across? Because if you somebody who do what I just told you, I don't want to hear you complain about no homeless people now. And what all of this mainly is coming down to me, I think they don't necessarily, the people who's against the National Guard troops being in DC, it doesn't seem like they're so much against the troops being in DC. I think it's more so they just oppose of the person who end up implementing this. And that's what it really about. Because it seems like, for some people, it just whatever he says or does, end up they're just gonna do the opposite. So I think that's the root cause of what this is coming from. Because I know I never had no issue where somebody tell me you're just gonna have extra security somewhere, and I'm not planning on breaking any laws. I got no issue with that. But I want to know your thoughts. So make sure you leave some comments. Let me know how you feel about this. And if you like this video, subscribe before you leave the channel so you'll learn the new content I put out weekly.